Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a video, and I thought what better way to get back into it. It's been 3 months. What better way to get back into it by doing a quick review on Prey, which is the prequel to The Predator. A few years back, maybe if you've been listening to my channel for a while, you would remember I did a video called The Predator Weaponizes Autism. Which was basically talking about the last Predator film that came out, which was awful, in a good way. It had some really weird plot elements, which was the fact that the Predator was on Earth to get autism. I'm not making that up. That is literally what's in the film. They're trying to get autism because apparently that's sort of like a superpower, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't have it. Maybe it is. Leave a comment below if it is. Anyway, so in saying all this, my expectations for this film were kind of low, considering the last good Predator film was probably the first one. The first one being like a classic. Everything else after that just felt pretty average to terrible. So anyway, this one looked like it was going back to basics. You've got it's set in, I guess, in America with like the Native Americans, and the Predator turns up and starts hunting around the area. And a young Native American girl sort of she notices that there's this creature following them and no one wants to believe her. So basically, the plot is pretty straightforward. She's this young girl. All her brothers and stuff are like hunters. She wants to be a bit of a hunter, or recognized at least for her skill in hunting. They don't want a bar of it because she's just a young girl. Who cares? So she's annoyed. So she wants to prove herself, and she's going to track down the Predator. At this point, she doesn't know what it is, but no one wants to believe her. Anyway, pretty basic plot. It's actually not a bad film. Like, I was surprised. It's a pretty good setup. I mean, all the other Predator films made it real complex. Well, not complex, but they were shit. This one's actually pretty good. Like, it's not like amazing. It's not like the best thing you'll ever see. It's not as good as the first Predator. That is still a classic for a reason. This is just a pretty good sort of actiony film. Like, so basically what happens is should I do some spoilers? I'll do a few spoilers. Nothing. I won't wreck the end of the film. You kind of know what's going to happen. It's kind of like the first Predator. A lot of her, her village gets taken down, and then she's one of the few survivors left. So the things I liked about this film was the plot was simple. It was back to basics. Hunter and hunted, which I think is a good one for Predator. The Predator itself, looks kind of scary. He had this cool. He went invisible a lot of the time, as Predator does, but he had like he wasn't wearing like any armor, but he just had a helmet that looked like bone. So he just had his mandibles out the side, and you could see them. But he looked more, a little bit more terrifying. Like, he looked vicious. He looked scary. And also I don't know what it was. I think it was practical. Like, it was a full suit, but it looked quite realistic. Also the action was pretty good, pretty like brutal. Like, he literally like cut off limbs. He used all his weapons. It didn't feel like cheesy. Like, it felt like he was actually just hunting, and it was just like real visceral, like he'd just chop legs off, he'd chop arms off, he'd stab people in the head, he'd stab them through the chest, and he was a big unit. And there was a bit where he fights a bear, which was pretty cool. Like, it was just like, that's a cool fight. Like, it actually looks good. I think it's online, you can see it. Actually just a pretty cool scene. But back to the main character, who we spend most of the film with. So she is, I don't know the actress. I don't know if she's been in stuff before. I know she's just got a cool name. Her last name's like Mid Thunder, which is an awesome name. I guess she's Native American. And just she's a pretty good actress. Like, she was fine. Like, she's likable enough. She's got a pet dog with her. The dog's fun. The dog gets like some cool scenes with her. They don't like milk it. It's not like a Baby Yoda situation. Like it's just like she's just got a pet dog and stuff. And she's got some like pretty cool action scenes as well. Like she's got like an axe and she ties a rope to it and she does all these like cool things with the axe. Like she'll throw it against a tree and then like rip it back with the rope and like she'll like choke people out with it and stuff. It's actually pretty cool. What else? Yeah, she's likable enough. Like for what she's given, she doesn't have heaps of talking roles. She's not bad. I did like that they did some stuff which was kind of interesting. So all the Native Americans speak English for obvious reasons because it's a mass market film. You don't want people having to read subtitles, especially, or like it's not bad reading subtitles, but like for like a mass market film, generally you don't really want that. So they're all speaking English, but they come across some French. I think they're French or maybe explorers who are speaking. I'm assuming it's French. Let's just say they're French explorers, and they're speaking French. And at least on the copy I saw, there was no subtitles for them. I don't know if that's like that when you watch it in the cinemas. I did get it illegally, but I thought that was kind of a nice touch, so they feel like outsiders. So like, yeah, I thought that was just a fun observation. What else? Okay, so something else that I enjoyed was the fact that the Predator was there just to hunt. There was no stupid subplot about autism or aliens or anything. He's just there to hunt. They don't explain it. They don't go into any extra detail. They don't explain. So mild spoiler here, but when his mask comes off, he looks different. He doesn't have that Predator face that we all know. He's got like a more monstrous, like, I don't know, his like eyes are further apart, or he's got like a bigger brow ridge. There's something about it that looks more monstrous and actually a little bit more scary, which is kind of cool. It's not my cup of tea. Like I wouldn't say like that's the coolest Predator design, but I think with his, sorry, let me rephrase that. With his mask on, it's a pretty cool design. As soon as that mask comes off, he looks kind of like a bit fucked, but I guess it's an alien. That's kind of cool. Also, another thing I thought was cool was the fact that, like, so okay, some of the stuff was a bit like the CGI was a bit iffy. It wasn't amazing. Like, you could definitely tell it was CGI. Like, it wasn't like atrociously bad, but it was like in places it did look pretty, yeah, not great, but not enough to take you out of the film. Mainly the animals. The animals looked a bit weird. Like there was a few scenes where the Predator's fighting animals, which was actually kind of cool. Like just sort of like, so you get a good sense of like how strong he is. So when, spoiler alert, when she ends up beating him at the end, you can see like how much of an effort it is to actually beat one of these guys because they're just so powerful. And in saying that, she beat him in a really clever way. Like they kind of set everything up so that you could be like, oh, I get what's going on here. Like it was actually well thought out. Again, very similar to the end of Predator 1. But I didn't see the ending coming. There was one bit where I was like, oh, okay, I'm not sure how that happened, but you know, on the whole, it was pretty good. One thing I did like as well was the Predator. So he usually has like the 3 lasers that come out for targeting, and then he fires his weapon, and it's usually like a plasma weapon that just obliterates the whatever it touches. In this, it was actually, I guess because it's set in the past, their technology isn't quite as advanced. So it was like he was shooting metal bolts, like you know, like a crossbow, but they hovered on his forearm, and then they fired out from his forearm, like I don't know, like anti-gravity or something. It looked pretty cool. Yeah, what else? I think it was kind of cool seeing like Native American stuff done. You don't usually see movies about them anymore, really. And it was kind of cool seeing them as like the main characters, and there wasn't too much like it was just them. Like back in the day, it wasn't like there wasn't too much of like the the Americans coming in. Like that obviously, like, you know, like the what do you call it? Like the French and stuff. They were in it just briefly, but it wasn't like about that, which was kind of a little bit refreshing. But yeah, on the whole, I would recommend the film if you're into Predator. You want an actual good Predator film worth watching. This is it. It didn't overstay its welcome. It wasn't too long. It had a good ending. The Predator had a fun design that was unique. He looked monstrous. He looked really good. The action scenes were nice and clear. You could see there was actually quite a few, like, I'm going to use the term like a John Wick fight scene, just in the fact that you could see everything that was going on. There was a lot of intricate choreography done fairly well. Yeah, check it out. There's no dumb plots. It's just a good Predator film, which is weird saying that. Anyway, thanks for watching or listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me what you think, if you saw the film or not. Did you watch my other video? Are you coming from there to here? You probably not. I think that video's from like 2017, 2018. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it won't be like 3 months this time. Hopefully it'll be like next week would be ideal. But yeah, see you guys in the next video.